Hello, Internet, and welcome to Coffee Shop Talk. I am your host, John Collins. Today we are going to be going over Genesis 4. So, as always, it's better for you to read the chapter prior to watching Coffee Shop Talk so that you can come in prepared, knowing what's already there, so that you can discuss it in the comment section below. All right, let's get started. All right, let's get started with the creation of humankind. Now Adam knew his wife, and she conceived and bore Cain, saying, I have gotten a man with the help of the Lord. And again she bore his brother Abel. Now Abel was a keeper of sheep, and Cain was a worker of the ground. In the course of the time Cain brought to the Lord an offering of the fruit of the ground, and Abel also brought the firstborn of his flock and of their fat portions. And the Lord had regard for Abel and his offering, but for Cain and his offering he had no regard. So Cain was very angry, and his face fell. And the Lord said to Cain, Why are you so angry, and why is your face fallen? If you do well, will you not be accepted? If you do not do well, sin is crouching at your door. One offering pleased the Lord, and the other offering did not please the Lord. So you have a heart difference in the offerings that were given. Verse 7 here is a very telling verse in regards to how we should treat sin. We need to understand that sin is dangerous. Sin's desire is for you. It's actively pursuing you, and doing well or giving to God the first and the best of what we have is a way to guard against sin and its desire to rule over us. And we instead must rule over sin. The next section here we have Cain and Abel speaking to one another, and Cain killing Abel. And it's almost a repeat of what we saw in the garden where they did something, humankind did something, and God comes and says, where's your brother Abel? Of course he knows where his brother Abel is. He's giving him a chance to repent. He's giving him a chance to pursue him in relationship once again, just as he had before with the sacrifice. But instead, Cain lies to him. Cain says, I don't know where he is. Am I my brother's keeper? And God says, what have you done? The voice of your brother is crying out. The voice of your brother's blood is crying out from the ground. And now you are cursed from the ground. So a curse is given once again because of something man has done against God. A second curse is given here to Cain that is different than the curse that's given to Adam. The curse that's given to Adam is that you're going to work the ground, and it's going to be hard for you, and it's going to produce thistles, but you'll still be able to eat from it. However, here it says that the ground shall no longer yield its strength to Cain. So a further curse is given. But Cain is once again not killed. So once again we see that God is a God of mercy. The Lord once again showing his mercy here to Cain, saying that I'm going to protect you. I'm going to protect you. I'm going to put a mark on Cain. Whoever kills Cain, vengeance shall be taken on him sevenfold. And Cain went away and settled in the land of Nod, which is east of Eden. Once again, we have characters introduced to the story that were not introduced before. It says that Cain knew his wife. Cain and his wife have a child. They build a city and name it after his son, Enoch. In this section here, we have a generational listing here of fathers and sons. What I find interesting about this generational listing is that there are people listed here that have specific skill sets. I really appreciate the fact that there is the father of all those who play the lyre and pipe. So we have the very first musician here. And this brings up the fact that the Bible is a book that values culture. Chapter 4 then ends with the section here of Lamech, who essentially says that Cain is nothing, and Lamech is the type of person who would outdo Cain in his pride and bravado. What this shows us is that humanity constantly pushes the limits of sin. Following the first family and the first raising of kids, we have Adam knowing his wife again, and Seth being born. So essentially what's happening here is that the first try with humanity didn't go so well, and this is the second generational line that's being created. That concludes our look at Genesis 4. Thank you once again for listening to Coffee Shop Talk. Please bring your thoughts and ideas down to the comment section below. Grab some coffee, and we'll talk.